Hi Virgo, welcome to my channel. Virgo May focuses on the houses ruling your mind, communication and adventure. It's the period before the eclipses activate your critical axis of work and home, which will happen in June with a new start, a solar eclipse in your career house happening on 14th of June, and that will be preceded by a lunar eclipse end of May, calling attention to your home life. So May is a preparation period where discussions, communications and interactions are going to grow, and it's a busy period which is keeping your mind focused on realizing the new life purpose you have or you are creating for yourself. Uranus entered your house of adventure and your life purpose in 2019, shifting the very purpose of your life, and since then it has been freeing your life philosophy and making your life path richer and wilder. We put more meat on the bones of this new life path this month, and that will happen through certain fated encounters which will help us move forward, leading to the eclipses in June. Jupiter's expansionary influence starting from this month will also shift your relationships and patterns in partnerships to a more positive direction. Relationships and partnerships, if they have not been supportive so far, with Jupiter moving here, they will become easier to move forward with, and they will become easier and more supportive as well. We will unpack all of this today. This is part 2 of the video. Please do review part 1, for which I will leave the link in description along with the key dates of this month. My name is Charu and I'm your host on this journey. So let's dig in. Virgo, this year with North Node or Rahu in your house of career, this is a pivotal year for your external identity, life direction, career and growth. This happens once in 19 years. We come into our element in our work life, in our external life, when Rahu or North Node comes in our career house once in 19 years, as it is for you right now till the end of this year. And the changes it means to bring about in your career life happen with each of the eclipses that happen in your career house. And we'll have one of such eclipse, which is the last one to happen with North Node in your house of career on 14th of June. Those shifts normally take years to pan out, and they would be in progress from now all the way till June. In the month of May, as we walk towards your last solar eclipse in your house of career for the next 19 years, we would be preparing for this big shift. For many of you, since we have already had North Node here since last year, about mid of this year, North Node has been here. So you might have already made certain shifts. And this eclipse brings about the next level of growth in it, the next phase of growth in it. May provides the growth ground for it through 3 chance encounters which lead up to the final eclipse on 10th of June. I'm sorry, not 14th of June, 10th of June is when the solar eclipse is. So those 3 chance encounters which are happening in May are happening on 10th, 17th and 31st of May. These chance encounters or fated encounters, which could be discussions, messaging, actual meeting, contacts or epiphanies, they will bring more information to you about this progress forward. They will be felt very, very strongly by Virgo rising, sun or moon around 11 degree, or Virgo sun born around 2nd of September. They will feel this very, very strongly on 10th, 17th and 31st of May. May provides the discipline to progress forward. Unlike the busy energy that we felt in April and even the stressful energy that we felt in April, which would have created not so pleasant discussions, especially with the full moon that happened end of April. On 11th of May, we would have a new moon infusing fresh energy in your house of knowledge. 11th of May, new moon, all the way till end of May, expands further your knowledge. It gives an opportunity to start a new chapter in your knowledge, in your expansion, in your travel, in your publication, and it might even offer opportunities to expand either through relocation or through an opportunity which is more expansive for you. It could bring about an opportunity that expands your knowledge through on the job training as well. This is a very, very positive new start and new beginning, which is commencing on 11th of May, especially for Virgos rising sun or moon having degrees around 21 degree of Virgo, or Virgos born around 13th of September. It gives opportunity to create value through media, through international work, practical higher education, legalization in foreign country, advertisement, and businesses which are linked to all of these. The more you open yourself up to things that challenge your previous belief in education, the higher the learning curve, higher the returns for you as a part of this new start. Uranus, in fact, has been prompting you to go beyond ordinary since it came in your house of belief and adventure in 2019. And May offers a time to put this adventure, this unique ideology and belief to practical work by actually taking a leap. This new moon can prompt you to initiate a new expansive project. It could be in line with new technologies, new ideology. It could be a work in publication, activities that expand your mind, like taking a higher course in some ways, activities that feed your sense of adventure, that use your higher octave of imagination. May takes you on a travel of mind or body, or you expand through interaction with people who are different from you. It distinguishes itself in being busy for the sake of busy. This is the kind of busy that will feed you, that will expand you. May is the time to nurture your mind. It's the time to read, to learn, to connect, to go for higher education, to explore new culture, to launch projects which are beyond your comfort zone and are linked to higher knowledge, are linked to education, are linked to publication of financial nature or new technology nature or new ideology linked publications. You are sharing your mind and expanding it by interacting with people who help you learn new things. This is a lead up to the new phase in your career that is about to begin with the June eclipse. Mundane will continue to come to bite as Saturn will be standing still. Towards the end of this month, on 23rd of May, Saturn will stand still in your house of day-to-day activities, which means that day-to-day activities, especially at work and related to health, can become a pressure point starting from mid of this month. There could be certain problems that need your attention, and they could be minor yet important to handle. There could be co-workers who act up or people reporting to you or working for you that can provide you some minefield of minor things to manage and streamline. But this is something that supports your life path. It is something that you need to handle at this time to move forward in a more effective fashion. To get the details right, while you walk a new expansive path is something that you just need right now. But what will happen when Saturn goes retrograde after 23rd of May? You would recognize the need to create some amount of order around these things, which means boundaries, rules, balance in terms of what is your responsibility, how to delegate things, how to set up the right balance between work life and health. 23rd of May to 10th of October, when Saturn would be retrograde, it is the time when we learn to say no to things that we said yes to before. It's when we figure out what is not required to be there, what is extra in terms of work, and what is bothering you in health also to some extent. It will be a period when the structure of what you're creating would need some rework at work as well. How to make the pesky everyday problems that are popping up in control. Saturn is boundaries, it's structure, it's the foundation, so it lasts for a longer time. So you'll be creating some sort of a rule book, some sort of basic right boundaries, both at work and in your health. With the co-workers or the team you manage, how to strike a balance between work and health, what kind of care your health needs to manage the workload coming your way, what you want out of your work, what kind of a work environment you need. These will be the structural questions you would be working on till October and creating a new framework of functioning that will serve you for the long haul. This is something that you're creating for the long run. Where did you say yes in the work and health where you should have said no? Would be the key question we would work on answering. The balance of mundane and big picture is a conflict that is the key theme of 2021. You have a big vision of your life, which is expanding day by day, while smaller details of that big picture keep coming up to bothering you. Similarly, old rules of conducting business and health might conflict with your new expansive vision. This is a key theme of growth of 2021. I covered this in detail in your 2021 video, which I will link in the details because it's the main breakthrough of 2021. Do review, especially for the period towards end of May when this aspect will become louder and this conflict will become important to resolve. This aspect of Saturn square Uranus, which I'm highlighting, will become exact on 14th of June. So towards end of May, you will experience this conflict between wanting to take a leap versus getting the details right very, very clearly. And this is a conflict you'll need to resolve. Mid of May, your ruler Mercury will go into shadow period. It will go through a retrograde period in your house of career from 28th of May to 22nd of June. That's the period in June when the new start in your career or the structure of your career or a work project or your relationship with authorities will come through some amount of reconsideration. In fact, from mid of May itself, if there are any documentations, discussions, authority interactions that you are conducting, they might come for extra attention or rework in June. So be careful of what you're signing and agreeing to after mid of May, as there might be certain minor things and certain reworks which might come for you in June. And that will happen while your career comes from a new start, especially for Virgo rising, Sun, Moon around 20 degree or around 12th or 13th of September born. That's the point where the last eclipse in your career, a last solar eclipse for next 19 years is happening in your house of career in June. That's where the new beginning will be most significantly experienced. So Virgo rising, Sun or Moon having planets around 20 degree of Virgo, which is around 12th or 13th of September born, if you're a Virgo sun, they would expect a very strong new beginning in June. It will be felt by all of you because it serves as a fresh energy, positive, fresh energy infused into your career, but it will come with some reconsiderations, certain re-evaluations, and even reworks, which will happen in the early part of June. It's all to make sure that both the choices you're making are logical as well as they are true to you. There might even be certain information pieces which are not showing up fully to you right now, and they would be something that will come up in June, and they need to be considered before you make your move to get it all perfect. Let's come to the best news of this month, which is Jupiter is entering your house of relationships. This is fabulous. From 13th of May to 28th of July, so from mid of May to end of July, we are getting a brief review of an excellent transit, which is Jupiter entering your house of partnership, relationship, clients. So Jupiter is going to expand the opportunities that you're going to experience through or from your partners, business partners, and personal partners become much more beneficial, much more supportive, much more easier to get. Clients and client interactions improve significantly when Jupiter comes here. This is the house where, Virgo, you have faced some confusions and even some abuse of people, where people might have overused your Virgo generosity. But this is the time for some returns and benefits from others. It would fully come in 2022, but we will see the preview of this support and growth between 13th of May to 28th of July. I covered these benefits, which you will fully experience in 2022 in the March video. Again, I will reference that in the details for you. So whenever you want to feel what are the benefits? How can I make best use of it? One of the obvious ones is being with other people, connecting with other people, finding clients, finding contracts which are more expansive for you. Jupiter will make that easier from 13th of May to 28th of July, and then fully in 2022. This is the year, Virgo, when career would demand you to take some risk and leaps, even leaving your comfort zone. Career and outer life will see sudden shifts, and many of you have already experienced that through the eclipses that have been happening since mid of last year, which have accelerated this process of shift in your life path. Breaking from what's familiar. That is the road to success. Seemingly pesky daily issues, coworker issues, even health stumbles are something that your positive outlook and tenacity that Virgos have, and an eye on the larger picture, would help you overcome any of these pesky minor coworker or work related or even health related issues which might have been popping up. Keep expanding, keep growing. Don't stop with these minor stumbles. Don't let the desire for safety and security stop you now. It's a critical year, and it's the time for you to push forth. Good luck for that, Virgo, and I'll see you in the next video now. Thank you.